Welcome to the Vanilla to Vixen podcast. This show contains adult content, so if you are under 18 or easily offended, please switch off now. Mr. and Mrs. N are not qualified relationship counsellors. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Now the disclaimer is out of the way. Sit back, relax, and enjoy our journey from Vanilla to Vixen.
Welcome to episode 137 of Vanilla to Vixen. We are your hosts, Mr. and Mrs. N, and we're also sometimes known as...
The Naughty Couple.
Hello, Mrs. N.
Hello, Mr. N.
Welcome to another fun-filled week.
We've been busy.
Goodness me, we've had a good time.
We have had a good time.
High five. That's my last of my Borat impressions. This week, we've got to tell you all about our invitation to the launch of the brand new Onyx Parties at a club that's a brand new club for us.
For us, yes, we've never been before.
I think we're last to the party. Everybody else has been apart from us.
We're always last to the party.
And it is the Vanilla Alternative, also known as the VA Club, which is near Luton.
Yes.
But before all of that, we've got some interesting stories and little messages and things to read out. And we've got a little message that says, what's the difference between oral sex and anal sex? Don't you know, Mrs. N?
Well, I'm a bit worried that if they don't know what the difference is.
It's very vanilla. Oral sex makes your day and anal sex makes your whole week.
God.
Whole week. I'll let you take that where you want to. Ah, dear, yes. And we have actually had a genuine message as well this week. Which
okay.
I'm going to read out because this is a lovely one from new listeners. And what a lot of people aren't aware is a lot of people are still like on episode 4, 5, 6.
Got some catching up to do.
I know. Like John, King of the Swingers, is still, at Liberty Elite back then.
He is, yes. It's all changed since then.
So many things have happened when you look over the last couple of years since we've been doing the podcast. But this is a lovely message, which is from a couple called Greenleaves, Greenleaves, Greenleaves on Fab. And they've sent us a lovely message, and it says, hello, we've been listening to episode 4 and it reminds us of our first visit to a club. We were terrified, in capital letters. It was a local club that's a gay-only sauna apart from Fridays. We didn't really know anything about clubs and we'd only been on Fab for about a month or so. We parked up and did the whole do we go in or don't we go in? I do if you do chat for about 15 minutes. We scanned the car park for cars that we might recognise. Do you remember when we did that?
Oh, yes.
When we finally went up to the door, we went through it all over again for another 10 minutes. In the end, I shall call it S, needed a wee, so we decided to go in. We have a wee and maybe a quick drink, and then we go straight out again. I think we agreed the same thing. We rang the bell, and the door opens. This lovely woman greeted us, saying she'd been watching us on CCTV, wondering if we'd ring the bell. She was very nice and reassuring. She introduced us to some of the regulars who took us on a tour, and everyone was really friendly. In the end, we wound up naked with them in 20-person hot tub until 2 a.m.
Wow.
Shame that place closed. We were there most weeks at one point. We're loving the podcast, loving the hot wife, car, Skype me, and that sounded incredible. And that is from Greenleaves.
Oh, thanks, guys. We love getting your messages and hearing all about your first visits and everything.
That was episode 4 that they were listening to.
Wow, that was a while ago.
I can say so many things have happened.
I know.
Wow. So, this week, on to the main meat of the show.
Yes.
We were invited by a beautiful couple of ladies.
Yes.
Called Izzy and Honey on Fab Swingers. And they have launched a brand new event called the Onyx Parties at VA, which is Vanilla Alternative. And they very, very kindly invited us to the launch party, the very first one. And we'd never ever been to VA.
No.
Originally, it was a pub, I think, wasn't it?
I think so, yes.
Originally a pub. So it's got that kind of nightclub feel to it inside, but we'll talk about all that in a moment. So we're like, yeah, we definitely want to visit VA. It's part of our tour. We want to go and, around looking at new places this year. That was our main thing of what we wanted to do. So we put our names down, kindly accepted the invitation to the Onyx Parties, and it had the added bonus. It was an R&B and reggae.
Oh, you were in your element.
So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll suffer listening to R&B and reggae all night, my favourites. And we set off.
We did.
And it's in a place called Sandy, which is kind of near Bedfordshire, Luton kind of way, all around that sort of way.
Yeah.
And it was just brilliant.
It was. Now, for anybody that thinks that they know us and they think that we're confident people, when we go to a new club, it feels a bit like we're newbies again. So I was actually really super nervous.
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of, pulled in. And this place is like straight off a dual carriageway. It's off the A1. And it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
No neighbours. Bit, yes, yeah.
Perfect for a naughty club. Also has really, really nice hotel rooms.
Yeah.
So it has own overnight accommodation. And from the outside, it just looks like a great big pub.
It's a beautiful building.
Yeah. Car park's well hidden.
Yeah.
So it's nice and discreet. Mm-hmm. And we pulled up and we saw the big VA2 sign. And we're like, yeah.
Can I just mention, Mr. N, the first time we went to a club ever, what did we do?
Sat in the car park for an hour.
Because why?
Because I got the times a little bit wrong.
Okay. So when we went to VA, what happened?
We sat in the car park for 20 minutes. Because I got the times a little bit wrong. It was an anniversary epised, you see.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
We were reliving it, weren't we?
Yeah, 2 years later.
Yeah.
So we decided, suss the place out. We want to get there early and kind of introduce ourselves. And we were really excited to meet the hosts.
We were.
And obviously because the nature of the party, it's quite similar to, I guess, a party like a mixed race party like Dark Desires would be at Liberty Elite. I know we've told a lot of our listeners about Dark Desires, so I'm just going to use that as an example.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of black guys that go, you've got a lot of ladies that like black guys, you've got a whole sort of Caribbean feel to the music and everything. It was really cool. And straight away, after we'd queued, we I think we were first in the queue.
Second
in the queue.
There was a lovely lady. There was a lovely lady just before us. We were chatting away.
She got the times a little bit wrong. Either that or she was just eager to get inside. And so we'll describe the club to you. We'll talk about the club first.
Yes.
You go in and there's a huge foyer, which is kind of different to what we're used to, because obviously at Libs it's quite a small foyer. So plenty of places to queue and get in, and it was really cool. And then immediately you walk through the door and you're straight into the kind of the bar social area, aren't you?
We are, yeah.
And it's a great big long room, I would describe it as.
Yeah.
With a big long bar that got kind of like 4 bar staff on.
Yeah, I think so.
Quite a big sort of room.
Yeah.
On this particular party, they do operate very similar to how we've talked about Liberty Elite, in as much as you have a wristband on, and normally you just pay for your drinks at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. But on this night, because it was really, really busy, it was the launch of the party, they were just doing a pay-as-you-go bar.
Yes.
Made no difference to us.
No.
There wasn't a buffet.
No.
But
they had bar snacks.
Mrs. N was delighted.
They had sweets and they had crisps and...
I was worried we were only going to make it till about 9:30 before I had to take Mrs. N out again from McDonald's. All a Burger King, but we were lucky because they had bar snacks. So that kept Mrs. N's sugar rush.
It did.
Going.
It did.
That was really nice. And we were surprised as it started filling up. Here we were kind of like standing in the corner like the new kids. Immediately as you went in there, they got a great big banner which has got Onyx Parties on it, and you could have photos. It was almost like a selfie, not booth, but a selfie area.
Yeah.
Wasn't it, straight in there? So that was really nice. So we did a photo.
We did.
Which you can see on X or Twitter.
Yep.
Of Mrs. N. I was behind holding the camera. As I say, as you walk into the club, you've got a great big bar area, which is a big long area. Then to the right of you is what you would describe as a relaxed dungeon area.
Yes.
Wasn't it? It's not too intense.
No, not at all.
But you've got a great big cage with spotlights in the bottom.
Yeah. That
you could stand in if you wanted to.
That was cool. That
was really cool. It was a proper painted black round bar, naughty jail cage.
I know. I did think about putting you in there for the night.
It's really good. I like it. Then you've got a black wall with glory holes.
Yes.
And the glory holes were really cool because the lady, it took us a little bit of a while to work out who went on what side. And so I'm like, okay, let's try out the glory hole. I'll crawl, and you have to crawl under like a little, you have to get on your hands and knees and crawl into it.
Yes.
So I started to, and then realised that there were cushions on one side for obviously the lady to kneel down on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm the wrong side.
So you had to reverse out, didn't you?
I had to reverse out.
And we swapped.
Like a rabbit going out of a hole. Appropriate for Easter. And we had to swap round. And that was really cool.
That was cool. That was quite interesting.
Yes. There was a couple of spanking chairs and things. Yeah. And you've got lots of like padded areas.
Yeah, sort of. So they were like beds.
Like platforms.
Platforms, that was it.
Padded platforms.
That's hard to say. Padded platforms. But there was several. There was about three different ones in the area. It was quite an open area, wasn't it? Yeah. Which was quite nice.
And straight away, people were in the areas, kind of using the areas.
And there was a lady and gentleman that were on the spanking bench, and he was spanking her for must have been about an hour, bless her.
We went away and came back. I don't know if they'd stopped in between.
It was still going, so...
I could feel the heat off of her buttocks. So I presume they'd just carried on. That was really good. She was a hot lady. She was in a white bikini.
Yes.
And getting spanked. So I remember all that.
Well, in fairness, from the moment we walked in, she was actually topless.
Yeah. Yeah, so people were like... quite comfortable from the off, weren't they?
Very comfortable from the off. I almost felt slightly overdressed.
But I think it would be just as good a place for newcomers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you felt comfortable the minute you went in.
Yeah.
You got a tour of the club, which was really nice.
Yes. And
straight away, we were recognised. Mainly because we were walking around going, do you know who we are?
We weren't.
And no, we were recognised because there was an incredible amount of people from the Dark Desires crowd.
Yes.
That we used to see at Libs. And Dark Desires obviously still going, still an amazing party. But obviously because this was a launch of a new party, there was a lot of people checking it out.
Yeah.
So it was lovely because we got to see people like Pretty Green Eyes.
Yes, who we've not seen for a long time.
Absolutely. Dark Desires Man
was
there from Fab, who used to host Dark Desires. He was there. And there was loads of people that we recognised.
Yeah, there was. And as it was filling up... throughout the night, we kept bumping into other people that we hadn't seen for quite a while, which was nice.
Yeah.
So it was lovely.
It was an unexpected... We expected to be like the new kids. And it was like a meeting from an old party. It was really good. So then obviously we'll explain the rest of the club to you in case you haven't been. So I would almost describe it as kind of like a huge oval.
Yes.
Isn't it? If you're looking from the top view down, it's like a big oval shape with then other rooms going off to a line, almost to make it like I suppose like the letter Q.
You're very technical, Mr.
I'm getting very intricate into this design now.
The best way to describe it is if you start walking and keep walking, you will come back on yourself. So you can just do a complete round, can't you?
I didn't know that. I just thought it was a massive club.
No, the reason that I found that out is because I went looking for the toilets and ended up going around in a massive circle and went, oh, I'm back where I started.
You can get lost. It's good.
It's quite big,
It's
yes.
good. It's good. So you walk around the other side of the bar, which obviously there's a wall in the middle, and you've got a massive area, which is your jacuzzi.
Yes.
So you walk into, you go through the lockers first.
You go through the couple lockers area first, which I thought was really lovely, because as you walk in, there's a little area with mirrors and everything, so you can check yourself out. And as you walk through, the corridor's quite narrow, but there's lockers all the way down, isn't there?
Yeah.
And as you kind of go around a little bit of a corner, as you come out, you go into the jacuzzi area.
And that was cool.
It was really cool.
So the jacuzzi area, the jacuzzi is huge.
It's massive.
It is probably the biggest jacuzzi at a club I've ever been in.
Yeah, I think so.
Not so many jets. It was
No.
a calmer jacuzzi experience.
Yeah.
But it was nice, and it was really warm.
Yeah.
Really nice.
So if I can explain, as you walk in, you got the jacuzzi as you're facing it. It's kind of on your right hand side. On the left hand side is a row of, again, padded platforms. Thank you, Mr. N.
Stroke beds.
All the way along. So that's quite a big area.
They did look more like beds.
They did. At the back of the jacuzzi is more padded platforms.
Loads.
So people are playing. If you're in the hot tub,
I would say that could hold, 20, 30 couples at a push?
Oh gosh, yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, easy.
And then on the other side, you've got a double shower, haven't you? And then above the double shower, as we noticed when we got into the hot tub at one point, is a massive mannequin
in silver.
But it's like a
mirrored disco ball.
A mirrored disco ball. That's how it's decorated, and it's all lit up, and there's
lights in the jacuzzi, so you got like flashing lights, really cool, different
and
colours.
the music, so there's a good atmosphere there.
Yeah, so that was really good. Then you get out of the jacuzzi and you go up another corridor.
Yeah.
This is the little tail of the queue. And you could go sort of further off into the private rooms if you've got accommodation. But you've also got another playroom.
Yeah.
With probably another 4 or 5 padded beds.
Yeah.
And you've got a couples room.
Oh, I did like that room.
Now, the couples room is kind of like, you got a bit of glam. I mean, that was super glam.
It was.
That was really, really nice, couples room. Very, very relaxed atmosphere in there. Big comfy leather settee. One of those nice settees that you just disappear into when you're sitting.
And we know that because that's what happened.
You feel like you're sitting in a big marshmallow.
They'd got like an octagonal sized padded platform, hadn't they? Yeah. Which was sort of in the middle. And
it was really laid out nicely as well, because we sat in the big marshmallow leather settee, and dead opposite us was kind of one of the big beds.
Yeah.
Where there was about 4 couples playing.
Yeah.
Just in front of us on this big bed. And it was just a really laid back atmosphere.
It was really nice. It was a lovely atmosphere. I really liked that room.
They got like a U-shaped bed.
Well, it was a chair. It's like an S, is the best way to describe it. They had a couple of those, didn't they?
Yeah.
Around the club. So there was definitely plenty of areas for playing.
Absolutely. Then you kind of walk around, you've got toilets and other bits and bobs.
Yeah.
And then you walk around and you're back in the room.
You're back in the bar area, but at the other end of the bar area is where the DJ is and the dance floor.
So, yeah, we kind of done our lap of the club.
We had.
And we've been chatting to quite a few people, that I say, that we knew, which was that was such a lovely surprise.
Yes, it was.
And you were literally looking at your watch from about 9 o'clock, Mrs. N.
As I do.
Once you'd drained the bar
of the
crisps and stacks, that was it. It's like, right, hot tub time.
Now, obviously, we're used to being at Libs, and Libs do supply towels. Yes.
I forgot about that bit.
Yes. So we were a little naive, shall we say.
We've been told, but in my excitement, I'd forgotten.
You'd forgotten to tell me anyway.
Yeah, the host has done a really good job saying, look, this is what you'll need, Mr. N, this is what you won't need. All that went out the window because I was just thinking, naked tits in the hot tub.
So obviously we didn't bring any towels with us. Fortunately, though, the club is well equipped and we could... I suppose you could hire
towels.
Hire towels. They were £3.
Yeah.
For an amazing. They were beautiful as well. Big bath sheets, so they did cover the boobs.
Exactly.
Which is always nice.
And when you think about the energy of washing and drying, you're not even paying for the wash of the towel at £3.
I know, exactly. So yeah, so we hired ourselves a couple of towels, and off we pottled.
We went looking for the beach.
Yeah. Off to the hot tub we went, and it was beautiful. It was so warm,
and it was different again to what we'd experienced because it wasn't a sealed room with kind of one exit and one entrance. You got one exit and one entrance. People kind of wandered through,
and because it was almost like sunken. It was a sunken...
below the ground,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you were lower down. So as people walked by, obviously you could see. And we chatted to quite a few people. We got approached by a couple of gentlemen.
They went, look, it's Mrs. N. Floating in the hot tub. Well, a couple of things were floating.
And as we stayed there, because we met a couple, obviously, that have been to our events before, so we were having a good old ching-wag with them. And as we were talking, people started to come in and were playing. So
Your eyes were lit up, Mrs.
Well,
N.
it was great because it was like being in one of those... I don't know whether you remember in the olden days when Alton Towers used to have a Cine 360. Do you remember those?
Oh, my God.
It was like wall-to-wall playing.
There's people under the age of 30 now going, what the hell are you talking about? It was like a big dome and you wore these shit glasses that were meant to make everything look 3D and they just made everything look blue or red.
I remember it being a lot better than that in my day.
It was shit, which is why it no longer exists.
No, it doesn't. So anyway, to the left of us, there were couples playing. In front of us, there was couples playing.
There were some guys there, I have to say, I was like, holy moly.
In what way?
I think some of their penises must have arrived in the postcode before they did. I was like, oh my God.
I really hadn't noticed.
I couldn't help but notice. I put my arm out, I thought it was a towel rail for a second. It was, yes.
Oh, dear. So we did spend a fair while in the jacuzzi, didn't we? Because it was just so nice.
There was a lovely couple that came in that we got chatting to. And he was like a really well-built, muscular guy.
Yeah.
And she was like a really slim, petite lady. And what's unusual about VA is you could have full sex in the jacuzzi.
You can, yes.
Anything goes.
Anything goes, yeah.
And so we sat and watched them as they just carried on in front of us. And I thought, oh my God, she's about to get split into two.
She was incredibly happy.
Yes, very.
So we stayed in the hot tub for quite a while, didn't we?
Yes.
And then we said, right, let's go and have another wander. Kind of like go around the circuit again.
And that's what's good about it.
I know. And again, there was people dancing, there was people talking, and because there aren't actually any private play areas at VA.
No, a big difference.
Yes.
So if you do want private areas, being honest, it's probably not the ideal play space.
No.
But having said that, keep an open mind because the couples room is so chilled and relaxed.
Yes, that is true.
I think you, as newbies, you'll be totally comfortable in there.
I think if I was being 100% honest, when we had our tour and everything, and I realised everywhere was very open plan, I was a little bit like, I'm not sure.
You were a little bit hesitant.
I was a little bit. I wasn't sure if how I would feel about it.
Because it is such an open... It very much had a nightclub feel, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Very much had a nightclub feel.
Yeah.
With all the kind of ceilings and walls were black, painted, like a traditional nightclub. And so, yeah, it's very, very open. But also, you got these like little areas going off, like the dungeon. And the dungeon's just off the bar area. So I suppose you're quite close to that social area. Anyone can just wander in. And
you kind of walk through. It's not really a corridor as such, but there's like a little area before you go down into the dungeon bit where people were obviously talking and socialising and stuff. But from the dungeon area, you can see those people.
And that was a dressed down area, wasn't it?
It was a dressed down area, yes.
People could clearly just stand and watch.
Yeah.
Fully clothed from the top of that area.
Absolutely.
So I understand why you were probably a little bit hesitant.
I was a little bit to start off with. Actually, when we got down into the dungeon area and we found ourselves a padded platform.
But before that, you're jumping ahead.
Oh, am I? Have I forgotten something?
Because before that, we'd gone into the couples room. So
yes, we did.
So that's the place where we went first.
Yes.
And here's where I'm kind of saying, if you want a little bit more privacy...
Yeah.
That couples room was ideal.
It felt very much like a bedroom, didn't it?
And you were shut off.
Yeah.
It's a complete different room.
Yeah.
You were quite away from the music there. So it was a lot quieter, a lot calmer, really chilled, beautifully decorated.
Yeah.
So you felt more, I suppose, relaxed in that room.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we sat on the sofas, didn't we, for a little while, and we were watching and just chatting. And
it was a Friday night, so single guys were in there. But because it's a couples only room, single guys are only allowed in there if they're taken in by a lady or a couple.
Yes.
So there's no kind of single guys just wandering around.
No.
So again, if you're a brand new couple and you're a little bit hesitant, it's the ideal room to start off with.
Yeah.
It's vanilla to Vixen.
It is.
So we went in there, didn't we?
We did.
But my brain, I don't think I'm ADHD. I don't know. I've never been tested. My brain was like, okay, I've been in here at least 2 minutes now. I want to do the whole club in about 5 minutes. And I said to Mrs. Anne, I'm a bit bored now. Should we go to another room?
There's me just thinking, I like it in here. I'm nice and relaxed. We're just chilling.
We were watching one couple in a 69, another couple being fucked.
Yeah.
In one was being fucked. It was all a bit of a mountain of nakedness. And normally you'd be like, oh my God, but we've done this quite a few years now.
So I said, go on then, let's go.
It's probably not the best room to meet new people in a sexy... Once you get into that play mood...
Yeah.
And perhaps if you want and something to happen spontaneously, I suppose, it's not the best room for that to happen in, I don't think.
But I suppose if you are somebody that gets a little bit overwhelmed if there's a lot of things going on.
It's the perfect
That's
for
the
newbies.
perfect room for you.
Yeah.
Because it does have a lot more of a relaxed atmosphere. It certainly wasn't heaving or anything.
The beds and the play areas are all separated.
Yes.
So you're not likely to be approached as you probably are in the other rooms.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you definitely felt more cut off from everyone. It's perfect if you want to just be voyeurs. That is the room for you.
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly.
So we were like, no, we want to go more hardcore. So I wanted to see the dungeon.
I know you did.
I was just absolutely mesmerised with the cage. So off we went right to the other end of the club into the dungeon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when we got there, that woman was still being...
Yes. All the heating had been turned off at this time.
It was just radiating from her bottom.
Yeah. Her bottom resembled Sellafield nuclear power plant.
So as we walked in, yes, so she was still being... what's the word I'm looking for?
I think... He'd put the flogger down.
Okay.
He started with the flogger and he got a belt.
Ah, right, okay.
And the belt was kind of doubled up, so it made a real cracking sound on a bare bottom.
Yeah.
And he'd moved to the area by the wall with the glory holes.
Yes, and there was like this little, a bit like a pummel horse is the best way I can describe it.
Pummel horse?
But it was its smaller version.
Good word.
And it was in zebra print.
Yes.
Which was lovely.
Pummel being the appropriate word. Because that's what was happening to her.
Absolutely.
And then we decided, I wanted to have a go in the glory holes.
Yes.
And so we walked round to the pummel horse, and I was suddenly aware...
I know what you're going to say.
if I'd been in a supermarket, somebody would have put a yellow cone out. Because it suddenly felt a little bit...
Damp.
Moist. Putang, if you're listening to this, the lady of Putang hates the word moist. Close your ears now, Mrs. Putang. It was very moist.
It was really moist.
I was like, oh, it's a bit wet down here. And then I was like, it kind of things just slowly dawned on me. I was like, yes.
That'll be why.
I understand.
Yes. Can we just say that it was a tiled floor, though? It wasn't carpeted or anything. So.
No. And, she was obviously, she had a jolly good time. So you got down on your hands and knees anyway.
Yes.
And I stood at the glory hole.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a play.
What was it like with just my willy coming through?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm totally honest, I've never really been a fan of glory holes. It's not really my thing.
That was quite a luxurious glory hole.
They were quite posh glory holes. And to be honest, I did think, I mean, we were the only ones there.
Yeah.
Not sure how I would have felt if I would, if they were filled. It might have been quite sexy, actually.
A wall of willies.
Yes, a wall of willies. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad I tried it.
That sounded like something off of the Chinese menu. Well, I wouldn't have it again, but I'm glad I tried it.
I know. So, yeah, we did that bit, didn't we? And then we found ourselves one of the benches to have a little bit of a play on.
Yes, we moved across to the other side, so you could almost see then the real entrance into where, like we were talking about, to the bar area. And it was amazing how many people were watching. It was a great room.
Yes, so this is what I was going to say. Obviously, earlier on we were talking and I was saying, I wasn't sure how I felt about it being so open play. However, because you weren't kind of crammed in, because it is such a spacious club... Obviously, there was the lady being spanked.
Yes.
Originally, there was the lady on the pommel horse, but then next there was another one of the raised platforms, and there was a lady on there.
That was kind of in a bay window,
It was
wasn't
almost like in a bay window thing. And, she was being looked after, shall we say.
She was also being pummeled.
By a rather large gentleman.
Yes. Another towel rail.
And she was incredibly vocal.
And if it was a towel rail, it was a bath towel.
Exactly.
It wasn't a tea towel,
no,
this was a bath towel.
It was not. And she was praising God a lot.
She was very religious.
She was very religious.
I think his name was Jesus.
I
I'm
think
not
it
sure.
might have been.
Yeah.
I think it might have been. So we sat on the other raised platform, which is on the opposite side, which was quite nice because it was quite a good size platform.
Yeah.
And we were just, mingling together, you and I.
I think we were just obviously in our towels at that stage, weren't we? So we'd stripped right off and we thought, well, we'll just go for it. We were stripped right off and we were just having like a little bit of a play.
We were.
And what's nice about the platforms there is that they're really quite high.
Yes, they're kind of raised platforms, so you're at a good level.
I forgot this and thought, I'll just get the lube, which I think we'd left on the floor. We got a little bit of lube, which I was like, put a bit of lube on your pussy. And then forgot, I've got long legs, I'm 6'2". But I needed a parachute. I forgot I was high up on that platform. And fell the 2 foot.
Disappeared.
The 2 foot. And while I was down there, I met a lovely guy who had just turned up. And it was nice because, as well, the arrival time, I think, is later than a lot of clubs, isn't it?
I think their reception is open till about midnight.
Yeah, so there were still people arriving quite late.
Yeah.
And this was a full night.
Yeah.
So this is a brand new party. When you have brand new parties, sometimes you have to build them up.
Yeah.
It's a normal thing. Got brand new hosts, brand new event. No, this was like the ticket. Of the month. This was absolutely jam-packed full.
Yeah.
And again, once again, a huge thank you to Izzy and Honey.
Yes, absolutely.
For including us. Yeah, including us into it.
Yeah.
And they were wonderful hosts. They were strutting around. They looked hot as hell.
They did.
And the party was properly starting now.
Yes.
And met this young guy.
Yes.
Young being the word.
Yeah.
He was in his 20s.
Yes.
You know.
We just sat and chatted.
If he was a day of the week, he'd be Wednesday, mid-20s. Let's just leave it there. Might be Tuesday.
We were just talking.
At the beginning, you were.
Exactly. So we were just chatting away, and he was such a little sweetheart, bless him.
He asked what the lube was.
He did. So we explained.
And it was Libido.
It was.
So our favourite brand. And we were going, look, this is, forget the other stuff. This is what you need.
Yeah, I mean, it's we do sell it on vanillatavixen.co.uk.
And yes, that's not just a shameless plug. We were actually genuinely talking about the lube and saying, look,
Yes,
you want the silicone one. It's really like hot.
Yes. Yeah, and we got. I can't actually remember a lot of the conversation, if I'm honest.
You went like a giggling schoolgirl.
He was hot.
You went like a giggling schoolgirl. He was like a very young version of the guy from that programme you watch.
Oh, Bridgerton.
He was like a very young version of him.
Oh, the Duke.
He was like a young version of the Duke, wasn't he, to look at?
He was. He was lovely.
He was like a Duke mini-me. Duke Junior.
Yes.
And he was a really, really lovely guy. We had an instant connection with him. We were just chatting and having a little giggle.
Yeah, we did. And then I think that was the word. We did have a real connection with him, didn't we?
And here's what we want to try and explain to people. I think he was dressed down, wasn't he? Because he'd come into the area.
Yes.
So you got these guys walking around, this young black guy, and he's just in his boxers, and we were just chatting to him, and all of a sudden we just struck up the most amazing conversation. We were talking about the podcast.
Yeah.
And how we began as like a hot wife scenario. And I saw his head like swivel. His head like did a full 360. Those magic words as a single guy, hot wife couple. Like, and then what happened, Mrs. A? I forget.
Well,
I think you said you patted your hand on the platform.
Yeah.
And said, come and sit with me.
I did.
Obviously, we had to help him up. It was massive.
Yeah. So, yeah, he sat next to me and we
fondled.
Yeah, we did have a little bit of a play.
A play? Is that how you describe it?
Bless him. I can just say this because he was just so polite.
Yes.
And very respectful.
Massively. Asked me what I liked and what I got out of it.
Yeah. That I actually thought to myself, I don't think he's going to make a move here. So if anything's going to happen, I think I need to put my big girl pants on.
Oh, is that what you call it? Because I seem to remember the pants coming completely off. I wouldn't say the pants went on at this stage. I would say the pants are completely removed by this stage.
Yeah, so you turning around saying she gives the best blowjobs ever. So that was nothing to do with it then.
I was bigging you up.
Obviously, I had to prove a point then, didn't I?
Well, there you go. And what happened then was Mrs. N became all religious. And yes, and another towel rail came out.
It did. Yeah. And then
you were pummeled.
I was. But not... This is the thing, you see, and this is why we had such a really good connection, because we were chatting about this afterwards, because this went on for quite a while.
Yes.
To the point where you even mopped his brow with
I forgot
towel.
that. Yes, I forgot about that. He was working overtime.
It was getting hot and sweaty in there, wasn't it?
And obviously he was using his towel, because they're all kind of like padded plastic.
Yeah.
Platforms stroke beds. His towel was on there, so he's like, oh my god, he was trying to mop his brow, so I'm just like, here. So by this time I just thought, oh fuck it, I got my towel around me, I couldn't be bothered. The dungeon was quite full of ladies at this stage, so quite a lot of ladies just suddenly appeared from nowhere. They were watching you, they were really into it.
I didn't actually notice, if I'm honest.
I was watching the ladies.
I was slightly distracted,
so I just kind of whipped my towel off and went, hi ladies. And mopped his brow with my towel.
His brow, bless him.
It was like a pit stop.
It was a little bit.
And then he just carried on. He was a trooper.
He was a trooper. But it wasn't, and we were talking about this afterwards, because it wasn't just a case that, you know, we had our moment and he disappeared. We actually sat and chatted afterwards for quite a while, didn't we?
But one of the ladies just turned around and winked at me.
Did she?
While you were getting a good pounding.
Oh wow, okay. Like I say, I was slightly distracted, so
Yes.
I didn't actually see that. But it was lovely because we were both saying that it's not about hard fucking for me. It never has been.
No.
I like the sensual side of it. I like when you get a connection with somebody and it's quite passionate and everything. And he was totally my bag, just totally my bag.
And it shows as well that, you know, the connections that you can make don't have to start in the bar stroke social area.
No.
Sometimes when you're in that sexy mood and you've already started and begun, things can be more spontaneous.
Yeah.
So I guess it's about picking if we'd have stayed in the couples room, it's about picking where you play.
Yeah.
I think the couples room at VA, you're probably less likely to be approached, especially on a Friday night when you've got a lot of single guys, single girls in there as well.
Yes. I mean, I couldn't be able to say what it's like on a Saturday night because we've never been on a Saturday night.
No.
So,
but so when you're looking at going to a club, even if you're thinking, well, I don't want to be approached. I guess if you don't want to be approached and you just want it to be you two, you could go into picking a corner bed or something like that, you know, where you're less likely to be approached, somewhere that's quieter. But sometimes it is more fun to keep an open mind and go into a more, I wouldn't say daring area where anything can happen.
absolutely. And like for us, you know, it did. It did happen.
And if we'd stayed in that, just in that couple's room, I don't think any extra play would have happened.
No, I think it probably would have just been us playing with each other, wouldn't it?
If we'd have made a connection with a couple, it might have happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I just felt that I think there was two couples in there playing. And so it just seemed far less likely for anything else to happen.
Yeah, there was definitely a different atmosphere in the couples room as you know, as opposed to the dungeon area.
The dungeon area just seemed more spontaneous, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's quite interesting that when you go to a club, especially for your first time, we always like to give top tips. Sometimes, like, push yourself and perhaps look at the big beds.
Yeah.
Or perhaps look at the more open areas. Remember, you can always say no. And you know, even when we were at VA, somebody approached us who we weren't interested in.
Yeah.
And it was just like a kind no thanks. And we're all right, you know, we're okay at the moment.
Exactly.
But, you know, keeping that open mind, we met somebody that was really fantastic that we connected with. And a jolly good time was
It was bloody amazing, is all I can say. I did have wobbly legs afterwards. Took me a while before I could stand up.
And I hadn't warned him that anyone that renders your legs wobbly
I know.
has to carry you to the car.
But the funny thing is, because we just sat and just chatted afterwards, there was another guy, a single guy that came up to me and just leaned in and just said, "You looked amazing." And that was it. And it was just like the sweetest thing ever. And it was just like, oh, that's so lovely. But
You
what
had a whole audience, Mrs. A.
I know, I didn't realise that, but this is why I wanted to kind of go back to in the beginning when I was thinking, oh, I'm not sure how I like this open play thing. It is frigging hot. It is so sexy.
Do you think perhaps, especially if you're an exhibitionist, like you don't start off as an exhibitionist, but it's something that you find yourself in that scenario.
Yeah.
And then it's suddenly hot.
Yes, it is really hot. And the fact that there was other people around me that were also having sex was turning me on.
Yeah.
As well as what was going on.
It was very loud, wasn't it?
It was.
It seemed like echo.
It did, but it was just like this whole. I just don't know whether I can give it justice the way to describe it, but it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Loved every second of it, and think we've made a really, really good friend as well.
We will definitely be back there.
Oh, absolutely.
So yes, VA is definitely on our highly recommended list.
It is, absolutely. Check it. If you've not had the chance to go yet, I would definitely take the time out.
And you can check out their website. It is va2.co.uk.
Yes. Brilliant.
Okay, on to the other things now.
Yes. So we've got some events coming up, haven't we, Mr. N?
We have. So April, we continue our Naughty Hobby Tour.
We do.
And we have loads of dates. So April the 12th, this is my one.
I know.
Okay, so we've been watching a brand new series. It's not brand new, it's actually, again, last to the party. It's been going on for years. And it's called The Resident Alien.
We have literally just binge watched 3 series, haven't we?
And one series had about 20 episodes.
I know, there was loads.
So how would you describe the Resident Alien, Mrs. N? If you've not seen this programme, this is the most recommended programme by the Naughty Couple.
It is. I'm not one for sci-fi. I have to be honest.
I put it on and there was a big groan
it was
coming
like,
from Mrs.
here we
N.
go again. But I have to say, it was the most funniest. I don't know. It was just so well written.
It's light-hearted.
It is.
Brilliantly written comedy.
Yeah.
I think it's from the writer of Family Guy.
I think it is. It's a Canadian series, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And it's the writer of Family Guy, and it's basically about this alien who comes to Earth. It's almost like a 21st century Mork and Mindy.
It is a little bit. It is.
So it's comedy, and it's just brilliant.
But the story's really good, so you get really gripped by it.
Through all three series.
Yeah. Absolutely, I have to be honest. Mr. N did it again, and I absolutely loved it. We're quite upset that we've watched the rest of it now, although we have just found out they're doing series 4.
I know.
So that's good.
But we've got to wait.
I know.
But in the meantime, we'll just have to go back to having sex.
Oh, no.
So with Resident Alien in mind, we thought we would throw the V to V Cosmic Connections party.
I know. You are in your element, aren't you?
Oh, I'm having a little orgasm just thinking about it. So I've got my outfit already.
Yeah, you're not giving anything away.
I've told you last week. All I'm going to say is it's connected. I want it to be like fun and comedy a little bit, but obviously sci-fi based. Alien pussy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's alien pussy.
Rightio. Okay. We have had a lot of fun with this, getting the decorations and things together, haven't we?
Yeah.
So
we've got some cool things.
If you're not on the guest list already, you don't want to miss this party. It's going to be brilliant fun.
And if you come to it, you are going to get a limited edition. Hold your horses, okay?
No expense spared.
No expense spared. You get. I have been to the V2V Alien, whatever it is, party, Cosmic Connections. You get a sticker.
Yeah, with a little green alien on it.
It's like going to the dentist. Open wide, get a sticker.
So yeah, you see, you're all rushing now, aren't you?
Exactly.
I want a sticker.
You want one of Mr. N's stickers. Ladies, only the ladies get the stickers because I made a little bit of a faux pas with the numbers. So only the ladies get a sticker from Mr. N. Ladies, you've got to tell me where you want me to put your sticker. Now I'm even really more looking forward to it.
Oh, wonderful. So that's happening on Saturday, the 12th of April.
And that is at Liberty Elite.
It is.
It's going to be couples and single ladies only because it's Liberty Elite on a Saturday night. So it is the perfect event if you are brand new. It's going to be really lots and lots of social fun there. So if you just want to come for a dance, we've got a great DJ booked. Just come along for the social side of things, the bar and everything else, the dance. And we're going to have like proper cool floor filling dance music for this one, a little bit like techno type, a little bit of like synth pop 80s, cyber sexy. Oh, I'm getting carried away.
Yeah, you are getting carried away.
But yeah, so it's going to be all like, space age.
Yeah.
And we are turning Libs into Planet V2V for the night.
Yeah, we are. Oh, I like that. Planet V2V.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is cool.
And yeah, that's going to be great. Obviously, all the usual suspects are going to be there. Busty and Saucy.
Absolutely.
Poo-Tang.
Yes.
Are on the guest list.
Unless you've absolutely upset her with saying the M word.
Oh, yes. Moist. Oh, I forgot. Now I said it again. And we've got our beautiful Roger and the Cabin Girl.
The lovely Bellas.
The Bellas are going to be there.
Yes.
So these are all people, regular people, and it's going to be so much fun. You can meet everybody, have a tour around the club. If you're brand new, this is going to be the event for you.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Then the following week...
It's Easter.
Easter.
I told you.
Yeah.
Jesus' birthday.
Yeah.
Hope you bought him a cake. Oh no, wrong one. That was Christmas. Shit. Forget that. Forget I said that. I've just offended a few million people now. Stupid comment.
Yeah, let's just brush over that one.
We'll brush over that one.
We are holding the Bunny Hop Party.
The Bunny Hop Party at...
the Annex.
We are going to Norfolk.
We are. We're off to King's Lynn.
Absolutely. I cannot wait for this. We're going to the seaside.
We are.
We're all going on a naughty harbour tour, a naughty harbour tour, a naughty harbour tour. We're over in Norfolk. I can't wait.
So if you haven't had a chance to come to one of our events before, because maybe you live a little bit further away, hopefully this one's near you.
Yeah.
Come along.
Come and explore a brand new club with us.
Yeah.
We have been. It's so cool. The rooms are amazing. It's got an adult cinema.
It has. Oh, can we try the pirate room out this time?
Can do, but I do want to see the end of that film. We saw the beginning of the film. I want to find out if he ever did fix the pipes under that lady's sink. I don't know what happened to the plumber. Everything turned a bit moist.
So it's an Easter Bunny party.
The Bunny Hop.
The Bunny Hop.
And that is on Saturday, the 19th of April. That is couples and single ladies only at the Annex.
Yes.
And it's only £30 per couple for that. So we're trying to think, everyone's on a budget and everything. And so we're trying to keep things as reasonable for everyone.
Absolutely.
It's £30 a couple on Saturday night. You can come to a V2V event. What amazing value is that?
Exactly, yes. Then, the week after that...
It's Saturday the 26th.
It is, and it's collaboration.
We are heading over from East Side to West Side, baby.
That's Midlands, by the way.
Yeah, don't say that. They ruined it. They were thinking, God, these jet setters, Miami, California.
No, we're going to the West Midlands.
Norfolk and the West Midlands. You buggered it now. Properly buggered it.
Oh, dear.
So, yes, we are in the West Midlands. We are going to be at an amazing hotel. It's a vanilla hotel that we are changing for that night, just a one night. And we are putting on a collaboration.
We are.
So it's going to be a social event from 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock. Just pure social. No naughtiness at all, just pure one floor bar, and I think there's lots of things going on, isn't there?
There is, yeah. The social part is being ran by Love to Social.
Love to Social from Leeds.
Yes, and Liberated Voice.
From the West Midlands.
Exactly. So that is Fred and Wilma and Sarah and Jim.
Yeah.
And they host the most amazing socials. They put so much effort into it. They do party games. They do all sorts.
I think they're the best socials in the whole Midlands area and North and everywhere.
Yeah, they are super. Brilliant. So we're really excited that we're getting to collaborate with them. So between 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock, it will be the social. After
9 o'clock, it becomes a V2V party.
Yes.
No holds barred, baby.
Exactly. Somebody did say something about Naughty Twister, I believe, at one point. So if you do want to attend, I don't think there's many spaces left.
There's literally just a few.
Yeah.
Literally just a few spaces left on that. So you will have to get in touch with Liberated Voice on Fab Swingers.
Yes.
Because Liberated Voice are handling all the guest list for that one.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. I'm so excited about that. I'm really looking forward to it. Then...
right at the end of April, we surge into May.
We do.
And we have got a whole weekend.
Yes.
We are back in the West Midlands.
We're doing another Velvet Vixens.
Absolutely. It's time to get super glammed up.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Velvet Vixen Hotel Takeover weekend. We have hired the whole hotel for the weekend, the Friday and the Saturday. Friday night, it's going to be ideal if you're Stag Vixen, because we're going to invite just a very select few single males. We've got some hot ladies, single ladies that have already got their names down. And we've got some sexy, sexy couples. So that is Velvet Vixens on the 2nd and 3rd of May. It's just couples on the Saturday night.
Yeah.
And we've got singles and couples on the Friday night.
That's right.
But if you're a couple, you could come for both nights.
Yes.
That makes sense. A lot of couples spent the whole weekend there.
They did,
last
because
time we went.
the actual town of Bewdley is beautiful. There's lots to do there.
So it's in Bewdley in Worcestershire.
It is. There's a Wetherspoons, so if you want breakfast there or lunch there or anything else, but there's lots of shops and you can have a great weekend.
You've got a steam railway there. You've got beautiful shops to go through. You've got West Midlands Safari Park.
Yeah, just down the road.
Almost hear the tigers.
I know. I think they've just had babies.
Really?
They've got baby tigers now.
So baby tigers, literally just after Easter, week after Easter, so it'll be quite quiet.
Yeah.
Because it's week after Easter. 2nd and 3rd of May, the weather will be nice. We've got beautiful grounds in the hotel.
Yes.
It's going to be perfect.
It is going to be perfect. So if you want to know any of those details, you can get the information from my website, which is Mr. N.
You can go straight to V2V, that's the number 2, V2V.uk, v2v.uk.
Brilliant. Awesome. Right. Now we've got all that out of the way, Mr. N.
Yes.
A bit that I know you enjoy.
Oh, no, you've not been rattling around in the media again.
I certainly have.
Oh, no.
Although you're going to love this, because do you know what the magazine or the website is?
Tell me.
It's called IFL Science.
Oh, okay, that's better than the rags.
It is better than the
morning
rags. So I've been doing a little bit of research, and it's come up on one of the subjects is, why are penises in older paintings so small compared to today?
That's quite interesting, because when you look at the old Greek statues, I'm thinking of the old Greek statues and like the Michelangelo painting and things, sort of. I guess that's the Italian era as well, and the Renaissance kind of paintings, and you go back in time, and especially with Greeks,
yes,
the penises are to the more bijou size,
more your size.
Oh, I told you I could give you 8 inches, but I'll have to go twice.
So yes, so it's not just paintings, it's also statues.
Yes.
That it relates to.
Yeah.
So there has been a study, because I know you love a good study, that has looked into the human penis size as depicted in paintings throughout the centuries, finding that the appendage has grown significantly over the last 7 centuries, particularly in the 20th century.
I'm trying to think of modern statues and modern sculptures, but I can't really think of like modern sculptures with a penis on.
No, me neither. So apparently, it reads on, the team wanted to assess the ideal penis size throughout the ages and how the male ideal has been altered by cultural differences.
Okay.
Don't say we don't give you art things on this programme. It seems logical that these alterations in the perception of the ideal penis size would be reflected in paintings in which the penis is depicted. The team writes in their study, this study investigates the depiction of penis size in art and evaluates the perception of penis size in the historical context over the past 7 centuries.
You're all going all BBC Radio 3
I
on
am
me
a little
now.
bit, aren't I?
This is Vanilla to Vixen, not Cultural Hour.
So the researchers first attempted to find as many paintings of nude males throughout the centuries as possible, searching for variations of nude male on several popular art websites, organising them in time frame. Thankfully, there was no shortage of depictions of nude males from the Renaissance onward. Get you, Mr. N, you know your stuff. And the team identified 232 paintings from 21 countries, which was suitable for the study. All European-based, funnily enough.
But back then, everything was European-based. You have to think back to sort of Britannia Rules the Waves. It was all a lot of British-inspired.
There were 2 types of paintings that were rejected. Do you know what they were?
No idea.
So any depictions of an erect penis or any paintings where the children were naked, they didn't include them in their study.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So as scale and distance is difficult to gauge in paintings, is that the man's penis is gigantic, or is it just standing near to a tiny horse?
Oh, it's like trying to find somebody with small hands.
Yes.
Take a photo with somebody with small hands. That's what you want. Yeah.
Yeah. The researchers instead measured penis ear-to-ear ratio, or penis to nose ratio.
Okay.
Blimey. Given that they are equivalent according to the golden ratio. This gave a number that could be compared across time periods, with a number less than 1 meaning that the penis size was depicted as smaller than its owner's ear or nose, and 1 being equal sizes.
Oh, God, let me have a little think about this. So 1, your penis is as big as your nose.
Or your ear.
You are aware, Mrs. N, that right now every male listening to this is doubling over, trying to stretch their knob to their nose. My cock is definitely bigger than my nose.
So apparently the team found out that noting that depicted penis length did not change much over the next few centuries into the 1800s. However, from the 19th century onwards, images of the penis began to become proportionally larger.
From the 19th century?
From the 19th century, yeah. So why the sudden increase in penis size over the last century?
That's a very good question.
I will tell you. One explanation behind the exaggerated perceived penis size in paintings produced in this century could be that the widespread use of the internet and exposure to other media.
What?
Which perpetuated the association between penis size and masculinity, strength and partner satisfaction. The team suggests adding that pornography may have changed the ideal penis size for men.
I'm not so sure that's...
So they're saying due to porn and supersized penises and exaggerated female reactions towards them could make men compare their own penis size to that of others, including those men who are featured in pornographic content.
I'm going to agree with that, because if you think about this, every guy is obsessed with penis size.
Right.
Every guy I have spoken to, I've gone, excuse me, can I ask a little question? We've talked about this guy to guys in clubs, right? And when we're going to the club.
Yeah.
Do you give it a little tug before you go into the hot tub? Just before you whip the towel off?
Or is that just you?
No, it's not just me. Everybody. The trouble is, I'll give it a little tug.
I have actually noticed people do that.
Exactly.
I have.
But then, the trouble is you bump into someone to say hello, and then you get shrinkage between the locker room and the hot tub at Libs. It's too far. So, people definitely give it a tug. But seeing a big open playroom, such as Liberty Elite or VA, you are aware of more realistic penis size compared to artificial inflation of porn.
Well, funny you should say that, because it says here that males tend to overestimate the average penis size while also underestimating their own.
Yeah.
With a considerable number of men seeking potentially hazardous penis enhancements and enlargements in recent years.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're looking down on your penis, so it looks smaller.
Yes.
So what you need to get your head between your legs and get a more realistic view of it.
So, evolutions of artistic representation of the penis towards a larger, possibly unrealistic ideal in contemporary media might contribute to feelings of inadequacy and dissatisfaction with penis size in modern men.
Yeah.
And that's what they concluded, apparently.
I accept that.
Yeah.
I feel we've gone a little bit too cultural.
Well, it doesn't hurt.
I feel we've turned into Vanilla to Vixen Radio 3. I feel like I'm about to introduce the Archers or something on any moment.
I just think it's nice to educate our listeners. I think they appreciate, the fact that we look into these things for them, and
there we go.
There we go. Yeah.
So if there's any painters out there that feel like doing a sculpture of Mr. N,
yeah, feel free.
Just get in touch with us. vanillatavixen.co.uk. No, don't. Right, okay.
Well, just before we go, though.
Yes.
Our new Friday feature.
Oh, I nearly forgot.
You nearly forgot. So it is Fun Fact Friday. When are you going to do me a little tune?
The last one I remember being repulsed by. So I'm going to wait and see. This feature is on very thin ice. This is definitely going to be the tester to see if there's any more, let alone a theme tune to it.
Okay, you might not particularly like this one either then.
No.
Can I just say, though, thank you to Mrs. Mother Trucker for sending these in every week, bless her.
The Mother Truckers are the most beautiful couple.
Oh, they're an amazing couple. We have been, honestly, I've been trying to groom them for at least 2 years to get them on the podcast.
And they're a hot couple, very, very popular couple, lovely couple, beautiful. They're Fun Fact Fridays.
So, Mrs. Mother Trucker's Fun Fact Friday today is, it's about dolphins.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you ready?
I don't know.
Dolphins will attempt to mate pretty much with everything that moves.
Okay.
They engage in group mating with each other animals when they can, dead or alive, and have been known to try and have a go at humans.
Oh, Jesus.
And I thought they were the sweethearts of the ocean. It just goes to show.
You've just absolutely ruined all my childhood memories of Flipper.
So if you've ever been dancing, if you've ever been swimming with dolphins, did one get a little bit amorous?
Oh, God. Oh, dear. I can only apologise, dear listener. We've ruined every episode of Flipper that ever existed. And now I think that Echo the Dolphin appeared on P. Diddy's party. I think we'll just leave it there.
Let's leave it there.
Yes. Next week, we have an amazing show coming up.
We do.
We've got a very, very special guest who was introduced to swinging and has some amazing stories.
Yes. You will not be expecting it.
Yes. And let's just say he was introduced to swinging when he found out that his parents were swinging with his best friend's parents. Oh, yeah. Jaw on the floor. Jaw on the floor.
You've got a whole week to wait for that one.
And that's all we're going to tell you.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big episode next week.
It is great.
Thank you once again for all your support. Without you guys, we are absolutely nothing. So please go to v2v.uk and you can see all our details on there. You can see our store, vanilla2vixen.co.uk. You can see our book, Vanilla to Vixen, and you can also see all our events on all over the country for this year.
Absolutely.
And we would love you to come to one of our events. You don't have to do anything. There's no pressure on anyone. Just come for the social aspect. Tell your partner about it. If you listen to this on your own, share it with your partner. It's a great tool to open communication.
Oh, absolutely.
We shall see you next week, guys.
We will do. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.